Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit different style of video today. It's gonna be how I practice instruments, bass or guitar. It doesn't matter. The same principles sort of apply, even though they're obviously different. But I want to point one thing out. I don't consider myself a musician. I consider myself a hack. I just like to improve in such a way that whatever ideas or music is in my head, I can do. So I don't care about being the best guitarist, drummer, whatever. I could give a shit. I just want to be able to do what I need to, right, to get my ideas out. So yeah, I just want to be really clear about this. And also, like, whatever weird shit I'm about to do, I don't want to suggest that this is a replacement for like really good diligent practice. The reason I do it this way is, one, I'm just like ADHD. Also, I don't have a lot of time. I'm busy. So like I can't play or practice like 7 hours a day, like it's not going to happen. So I try to get as much stuff in at the same time as possible. And it ends up being a really bizarre way of practicing, but it's how I do it and it works for me. And there's two sort of main components to it, because I'm always practicing multiple things at the same time. And so yeah, the reason I'm going to do this on bass is because it's, I think, simpler, and because bass, there's so many like different techniques. I think it might be easier for me to express or show you those on here rather than like piano or guitar or something. I think it would get too cluttered and maybe too small. That'll make sense in a bit. But basically, what I'm doing, and I've never explained this before, so let me see how I do. So basically, what I'm always doing with my left hand, actually, let me start with the right hand first. So there's so many different techniques and ways to play the bass, right? So here's a few examples. So one is like you could use your thumb, right? So whether you're like just like slapping a note, or you can also like pull off with it, or instead of like being so percussive, you can just pluck, right? And then or for example, some people play with their fingers, right? And so this might be another. You know what I mean? You've probably seen that. Then there's, of course, pulling off. And the list goes on. There's tons of different ways that you can play the bass. I would like to be good at all of them, right? But again, I don't have time to just sit there like, or like, there's all these percussive things, again, on and on and on and on. So I want to get good at all of them at the same time. So, okay, let's put that aside for a second. On my left hand, I'm really into like expression and like, I don't know, adding like color and stuff to like, I'm always trying to like say more or as much as possible, or feel as much as possible, if that makes sense. So with with my left hand, I'm always, like I like to, I love finding, like, yeah, and it's usually probably like too much, but again, I like to find different cool ways of communicating or whatever. Okay, yeah, so here's the weird way that I practice. And again, keep in mind, this is not a performance, it's not a song. I would never do this on stage, right? This is like, it's supposed to sound awful, right? It's supposed to be taking the things that I'm bad at and then again, improving them slowly. So I don't know what's about to happen right now, but I'm going to try to explain, because both my left hand and my right hand are both going to be kind of like challenging each other, or like almost questioning each other. So I'll try to start like slow and then explain, like, so for example, I'll just play some random, and so like here's what's happening. So like you see right now my right hand is like up, right, which gives me like different options. So like I could like pop something, I could pluck something. Again, I keep finding where I'm at and then pushing myself with like random things. And again, I'm just going to keep doing random shit. Nothing's going to sound good at all. And I'll just keep going, and maybe I'll just take up little excerpts or something. Like, we'll see. But again, this is not supposed to sound good. And I'm trying to think of, like, I haven't played bass in a while, so I'm trying to think of even what I'm practicing. So like basically like my left hand is, and again I'll go slower, because basically all these techniques that I'm trying to work on are ones that I suck at, right? Like if I were to isolate them, I'm not very good at them. But I don't have much fun when I'm just doing the same thing over and over and over. Like even if it might be better, I don't enjoy it, so I'm not going to do it. um, so again, just like my left hand is just doing its own thing, and then based on like whatever random thing or whatever I tried to do on my right hand, then I have to pivot again because like I'm trying to do things I don't expect, right? And I haven't played bass in so long. Nasty, right? Because yeah, like there's, oh, here's another thing. Because like I'm actually trying to use like all my fingers, even like my pinky. It doesn't hurt as much anymore, but damn, that used to hurt a lot. And sometimes my hand will just do like dumb random, like sometimes literally my hand will just do whatever it wants. And like, so sometimes I'll just be like, okay, I guess we're just doing that now. Because it just wants to, it's going to sound weird, but it's almost like my hand has like a mind of its own. And if it wants to pull, if it wants to pluck, I'll just let it do it. And that's something I'm trying to be more like in tune with, where it's just like, there's something going on in my brain and there's notes that it wants to do, and then notes that this thing wants to do, and then this has what it wants to do, and then trying to like put that all together. But for me, it's like if I feel like if I just focus on one, like if I only focus on one of the ideas, it feels very like sterile and boring because there's so much more that wants to happen. It's like, okay, well, yeah, we know what that is, right? So every other part of myself just wants to like attack it and just mess with it, so that I'm stuck being like, oh shit, what do I do next? And the more I can do that and put myself in these like weird situations where it's like, well, that didn't sound good, or I wasn't expecting that to happen or to do that, then yeah, it just forces me to again like think or not think or just let go, and let my hands do their thing. And I try not to get in the way of that too much, because I'll be honest, it is a little bit weird to be like recording this because I'm like, okay, well, like if it just sounds completely like shit, people are just gonna be like, well, huh, you know what I mean? But like again, I don't care about how it sounds. It's like me just getting a flow. And I'll get bored after like half a second of trying like a technique and switch it up. I'll just keep switching it. And so this is like, and I'll do this for a lot longer. And like, I haven't played in a while. I'm not warmed up. After like a little bit, everything kind of like starts to be more in tune, and it does start to sound a little bit more musical. But this part is important where like nothing sounds good. And you're just like, yeah. Or like, for example, like one problem I used to have is like when I would like slap, I would like for whatever reason like want to like leave it there, which doesn't let the note ring. And another thing is like I'm really trying to like dial in this like rotating motion. It's super important. It gives you like a lot of force, and like there's a lot you can do. I'll just do dumb shit too. Like for example, like if I feel like doing that, even if there's nothing coming out. And this, like, what I'm kind of doing there is like, it's like a thumb with like the pointer finger. Yeah, it's probably a terrible example, but I do that with everything. And again, it just allows me to like chip away at all these little techniques and pieces slowly over time, and every time I come back to it, it's just slightly better. And again, like it's like doing them all at the same time. It's like my hand can't pick like a favorite or get stuck with one. And then as my left hand, because again, my left hand is just doing, because they don't know what each other thing is gonna do. It's like it's fun to me. Not supposed to sound good. We're not trying to sound good here. So yeah, maybe you kind of get what I'm talking about. And let's see, maybe I'll try to explain it on the guitar a little bit, but it might be weird. So here, hold on. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like I'm pretty comfortable with a pick. Like it's not, you know, it's like, so what I'm working on lately more is, again, this is going to sound like shit. Cause, yeah, I've been playing a lot more like finger style. So I've been using like a lot more of like my right hand, right? But I've been doing this thing, and this is going to sound like shit, but okay, here. Now I can maybe try to explain what I'm working on and what's going on. It's like, and so it sounds rough because like I'm doing this weird thing where like, so I'm actually playing multiple notes on the same string, like with my thumb. I don't know if you can see that. And then the other weird thing that my right hand just started doing is playing also multiple notes on the same string with my pointer finger, while my other fingers are doing whatever they want. Also, I'm incorporating not just plucking, but out. I like to be really efficient with my motions. So I'm also trying to play like so that when I pull something, I can get another note back by going the other way, right? Which is kind of weird. It's almost like a flamenco style thing. And so it's something I'm still working on because like it was literally just the other day I realized like I was like, what the hell is my hand doing? Because like when I would play it faster, and I was, like, and it's still I got to dial it in, but. Messy as hell right now, but again, I don't care. Yeah, so that's kind of like what I'm working on there. But again, it's like I'm practicing at that point, like I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 13 things at the same time. But that's just like how I do it, and then eventually it gets cleaned up. And yeah, so I'm not really one to just like sit there and like, for example, like I get so bored so fast doing shit like that. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of my hacking way of just like practicing a bunch of shit at the same time and improving slowly, and it's fun for me. And to me, it builds like a weird kind of like synergy between like my hands and like whatever is going on up here. But yeah, I know that's weird, but whatever. Oh, also I'm trying to work on like using the pick and my fingers at the same time, of course, but yeah. Again, sounds like shit, but I don't care. That's why I sound so bad. So yeah, I don't recommend doing that. I don't think it's helpful. Probably whatever you're doing is probably better. Stuff like that. Whatever. So yeah, hack away.